Вот что? Фу. Конца, как он тугасал. Comfort zone. Dissolve. It's normal white people's race. From this country where I want to live and realize migration. This prison Russian zone in Canada, Alaska, South Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, Sister Germany, Czech Republic, we can for is the way to spoil these objects. Is when I was so absent in this flat. In this flat is being Russian threats with their little sucks and hairs. With case duplicates of these flats and to spoil these objects so way. This action was being so way. What is when I to absent in this prison flat. In this is being Russian threats with their little suits and hairs. With case duplicates and to spoil this flat. Objects looking for with their suits and hairs. confers giant this normal. White people's wrath from these countries is where I want to live and realize immigration. This is the real date and time, this moment in actuality. This is under influence of special technologies of Russian threats and their little six and hairs and their throats to spoil and to stop video number one of this prison's day. In actuality we can for this video part number 2 in this prison's day in actuality. I'm wicked. Somewhere 200 grams. Oh, nice. Ну, крем с мостля. Низ с большого грыма с барбекю. Сука. continue for friend together. For friend together. For Киса. Пор. Ты соню. бых-пах. Фур. Continue for run together. Run together. Сюда. Особо хуха. Фор. Ну, батару кухня фугазова. There's no butter more for snake. So we finished lunch. So with this lunch. To it for them спасибо. It's been tweeting my lunch for fish lunch. блин. Ты знаешь, что вошла комфорт быстро. Все. Ну да, вышел туалет. Медиа, спустился. After my extinction time. Вышел туда. Знаешь, что самое комфорт? Зум. Знаешь, такой комфорт. You'll beat and lynch. What was must be and yesterday is not on this day. Comfort. And yesterday I was eating with nothing. It's only a cheese snack fast food with black coffee. And the breakfast. And with nothing I was eating with more comfort. Shit.
again, Mike?
Forja, Lara, Don John Kirsten Dior, the Zoo, normal white people stress, the America, Canada, Alaska, Sea, Scotland, England, United Kingdom, the St. John's Republic. You'll beat the United May, Daimler Lynch.
Yogi's birthday is coming up.
This moment that I was too cooking. At the last video, message every day and straight now.
Rooster Coffee has
Finished to
you
cooking.
really recommend their
Will
matcha
be
latte.
this dish
Croissants.
with a milk snack pasta with comfort.
I recommend
Sausages and pig's meat and sauce. Spurja,
Well, it's a BMW, those are optional.
and cola will be drinking more. I don't know what to consist of foods and drinks that I was told earlier. Из психа препарат с гормон симпеса and other shit scam. Or without, we don't know comfort.
Happy birthday.
We'll be eating
Zach.
this lunch and breakfast dinner
This season for you.
at this moment. Решите. This is not fake and special and under influence of this technologies of Russian threats and their little six and hairs. This goodly dish for motions.
Yeah, I talked about that
Решите.
in the stream.
This is not fake and special and without under influence. It's meant to spoil and tastes. If it's normal dish or it's not normal.
Plane is cleared to land and it is coming down.
One
That
effect.
runway belongs to
Under influence
the
of
pilot that
special
plane.
technologies
Nobody
of Russian threats and their little six and
else. Traffic
hairs.
controller cleared the crash
With
area.
me. You'll be eating not at my breakfast and lunch like shit.
Crossed the runway
You can forge
and then instantly started
This
saying
is
stop,
good.
stop, stop, but it was too late.
normal
The
like
crash
people
truck was
thrust.
in the path of
Very
Bombardier
influence
plane.
forever.
and tragically both
immigration.
pilots perished. One flight attendant was ejected from the plane
Will be drinking killing
and was found in her
smart.
seat outside of the plane. Hey, Jennifer Gallo's here. Greetings, Jennifer.
Killer smart. Special,
Good
this
afternoon.
special, don't know.
What's for dinner? I don't know. Maybe Chipotle? I had a poke bowl last night from Ono Poke Bowl. Hey, there's Rooster Coffee. That we was talking about earlier. That place has been expanding. But my favorite poke bowl shop is one I will no longer be going to very often. I went there, I ordered their bulgogi special. It's $9.99. I tapped my card, it went beep. I sat down, and then the lady there was like, "Your payment was rejected." I'm like, "My payment was rejected. Let's do it again." And then I went to tap, and she's like, "Oh, we don't accept Amex anymore." And I was like, "What? You did last week." She's like, "Yeah, the fees are too high." So I was like, "I guess this is my last time ever coming here." There'll be other poke bowls that accept Amex or restaurants. Sorry, I got points to earn. I can't be supporting a non-Amex accepting business. All right, this is Isabella Street. On the left is a hospital or caregiving center for those living with HIV and AIDS, the Casey House. Did I ever play Pokemon Go? No, I didn't. Greetings, Valley Girl. Jillian Felix asking how was my day today? Well, I watched that sad news. I paid for my home insurance for a year in advance. And I uploaded a members video for members and Patreon supporters. Now I'm doing this live stream, and I worked out. So the center lane is for northbound traffic only in the afternoon rush hour. You'll see there's a red X. It changes directions. There's like a 5-minute period where it is closed to both directions. Jeanette says that's why you haven't used an Amex card in a long time. Still not widely accepted. It's Visa and MasterCard. Yeah, but in Canada we have an Amex card that gives you 5 times points on food and groceries and dining out, which if you play your cards right is like 10% if you redeem 2 cents per point. It's almost crazy not to use it. If you wonder how I afford all my flights, that is a big reason why. There's the Jarvis Mansion events venue. I pay for home insurance even though I'm renting. Yeah, you're insane not to have home insurance, even if you're renting. I got $2 million liability, so if I screw up and someone hurts themselves or something and they sue me, I am covered. You get personal liability, you get obviously all of your belongings covered, subject to a deductible. If you're ever displaced due to like a disaster or an insurable event, they'll cover your additional living expenses. There's all kinds of benefits. If you're renting, you absolutely should have insurance, and it's only like $200 a year. All right, we are at Wellesley, and there is the Keg Mansion, the famous Keg Mansion. Rumored to be haunted, if you believe that sort of stuff. Hey, Janice Pike is here. Hey, Dudette says rumored to be haunted, or apparently it's haunted. Yeah. I could be in a place that everyone says is haunted, the lights could be off, we could hear a loud thump, and I would not get a single goosebump. I'm not a believer in that stuff. Although, oddly, I do get kind of paranoid when I've had some edibles before bed. Euronation says, unpopular opinion, I hate how Keg Mansion looks inside. You prefer the newer kegs? I kind of dig how the Keg Mansion looks, but I can see why you'd prefer the newer ones. Greetings, Naughtybot, Janice Pike. Strolling down Jarvis, we've got nearly 500 viewers already. Greetings, Naughtybot. Drew says he grew up in a haunted house and have personally experienced invisible entities before. Well, that's kind of hard to prove or disprove. But I'd like to believe there's a perfectly plausible explanation for those. That is Maitland. So the Church Wellesley Village is just over that way. How has the stream been holding up? Have we had any hiccups with the video or audio other than that when I put the microphone in my pocket? I'm monitoring the chat, but I'm not monitoring the video, but nobody's been complaining. It's kind of like near-death experiences, right? Is that really someone being sent off to the afterlife, or is it just kind of a little show the brain plays when it knows it's about to be lights out? Thank you, Chris Mills. Solid audio, awesome. It's a little bit windy. I was asking CFAT about that, but he said it holds up quite well in the wind, even without a wind muff. Thank you, Deb's Crazy Daily. Alright, since this is working out, I'll probably stream like this from time to time. I'll still do the 4K streams, just because those look oh so good, but this is an immensely more comfortable streaming setup. Lisa Young is here. Sans the D. Just kidding. Greetings, Lisa. There's Canada's National Ballet School across the street. Lisa wasn't too far from me a few minutes ago. Hey, my friend used to live in that apartment building. He now has a condo all to his own in Regent Park. Thank you, Janice. Naughty bought his beautiful collection of old buildings on Jarvis. This used to be the wealthy part of town. Just want to see how's my... Oh, wow. Another great thing about this streaming setup is no battery concerns. I'm at like 90% on all my devices. You can see that center lane being configured for northbound traffic at the moment. True, the new setup is the old setup. I'm just using the Pocket 3. With Freedom Mobile and Kudo as the providers. Happy birthday in advance to Sananda. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but hope you have a good one. There's a very colorful piece of art across the street. On the side of the old Primrose Hotel, that's now a university residence. Leo Chung says, yo guys, I want you to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you, Leo. That would be swell. I switched to the Pocket 3. Yeah, it is wireless and it is much, much lighter. It's also much less noticeable. You almost get nobody's attention with it, whereas when you've got the phone on the gimbal, it's kind of hard to just blend in and not draw a lot of attention. BG says, you got your Japan visa approved. Just wondering, how did I navigate being alone abroad, especially with the language barrier? You're very scared about this move? Well, tens, if not hundreds of thousands before you, without any local language knowledge, have made the move and done well. I moved to Korea having never been outside of North America before. Other than knowing how to say, like, hello, my knowledge of the language was virtually nil, but you acclimate, you learn the basics, you learn how to read what you need to read to get by, how to say what you need to say. I don't know where, are you going to Tokyo? There'll be a lot of people there that are more than happy to try to communicate in English, and that's all you can really ask. Hey, there's the Hooker Harveys. That VW's got some fart cans on it. Yeah, I've never had issues in Japan. And truthfully, I've been quite ignorant to the local language for someone who's been there so many times. You'll have no problems navigating Tokyo. As Pittman says, Tokyo is very English friendly. We are starting to see more and more people on bikes. It is great. Bart says the OP can't do higher than 1080. For live streaming, to do higher than 1080, it has to be wired. And unfortunately, Android and iOS do not accept the wired connection. I've heard of people doing it with like an iPad mini. I'm kind of hoping the Pocket 4 will be able to do a little better. Your visa's only for 1 year? That's still plenty. Yeah, Nani, but there's definitely more English speakers in Korea than Japan. That's because it's a mandatory course in high school. He's super ready for Took season to be over. Took season is long gone. It's all baseball hat from here on. If it's really cold, I'll just throw on the headphones. There's an Ontario Court of Justice. I don't know what the Pocket 4 will support. Or the Insta gimbal phone. I'm just waiting for that damn thing to be available so I can hit the order button. There's the former headquarters of Sears Canada. inverted pyramid connected to the old warehouse behind it. It's where Ken's Metro is. If you want to stalk Ken, go hang out in that Metro, I guess. All right, Jeanette, have a safe trip home. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, hello. Friendly viewer waving hello. Am I going to wait for the Osmo Pocket 4 Pro? That one apparently is coming later. I'm just going to buy the first one that comes out. I think the Pro is going to have a wide-angle lens on it. But there's also a gimbal camera rumored to be coming from Insta. But both of my two remaining Pocket 3s, one of them is dead. Or kind of on their last legs. So this refresh can't come soon enough. Do I ever go to court to just sit on cases? No. When I worked for an insurance company, I got to go to court. That was fun. Usually my testimony consisted of, yes, this person had valid insurance, or no, they didn't. It's always good spending half a day going to a court, getting paid for it, just to say that one line. But I had to do that when I worked in auto insurance. Yell at the cyclists to get off the sidewalk. Especially the ones with motors on their bikes. That should be a paddling. Those DJI refresh, I don't get those. Anything extended warranty, Apple Care, those are all scams. I do not sign up to them. Oh, Dundas Square is over there. Whenever you're buying a TV and someone, or a phone, and someone at Best Buy is trying to sell you on protection, just ask yourself, if this wasn't very profitable for them, why would they be offering it? I'm at the point now where if I bought a brand new TV and it died just after warranty, TV comes with extra neat. And most problems that crop up when you buy electronics happen usually while you're still within your return window from the retailer. All the more reason not to buy an extended warranty. Oh, we just had some glitches and lag. Usually while you're still within your return window from the retailer. Has it sorted itself out? CFAT said that'll happen from time to time. probably just some interface from one of the buildings I walked past. Yeah, when that happens, no need to tell me. It's just going to happen and it's going to get resolved. It's no big deal. Okay, we are at Shooter Street. The Moss Park Armory on the left. The Tour Hotel, T-O-O-R Hotel. Very interesting location. Kind of wonder how much a room at that place would cost. Yeah, Euro Nation, some people just do the Costco thing. But insurance is for like your house or your car. Not your TV or your phone. Speaking of extended warranty, what's your opinion on Apple Plus? I say no to all of those things. And the people that take advantage of them frequently are usually committing fraud. Oh, you just break it on purpose. It's like, okay. They'll have to tell their guests to keep their head on a swivel if they go a block south. What if they go around the corner and wander up George Street? Yeah, this intersection, the southeast corner of Queen and Jarvis, can sometimes be a bit questionable, as can Sherburne and Queen and Shooter and Queen. But overall, I wouldn't tell anyone not to stay at that hotel. There's certainly better locations, but it's relatively central. If my e-bike burns down my house, will my insurance cover it? Well, I live in a apartment, a concrete apartment, one that's fire resistant, so it would be incredibly unlikely to burn down my condo, but I'm assuming my contents would be covered. And if I was deemed liable for it, well, that's why we have liability insurance. A transit mobile scooter. Greetings, Darren. As we approach Queen and Jarvis, well, this gentleman certainly shouldn't be hanging out in the middle of the road. The tour starts at $469 per night. Yikes. We're going to pass the legendary Mystic Muffin. That is a block away. In one of the last of the downtown gas stations. And I believe this one is endangered. There's a development notice sign in front of it. 177.9. If you're wondering what the going rate for gasoline is, there's Mystic Muffin. World's best apple cake. Must be legal eating age for a slice. And never convicted. It's a weird thing to have on your sign. Toasted bagel with egg, cheese, lettuce, or tomatoes. Medium coffee, $6. What a deal. 31 years in business, 943 billion served. Super special stuffed patty with cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo, and love. $3.50. I'm sure there are people in this area that are very, very grateful to have an affordable option to grab a meal. I think as a goodwill gesture, anyone who keeps a menu like that, like Gail's Snack Bar, Mystic Muffin, they should get a property tax break from the city. You're performing a valuable service. And look at the glorious Sky Tower. Oh wow, I'm on 1080p. I can really zoom in there. Look at that thing. This is Adelaide coming up. St. James Cathedral. And I went to a dive bar right there, AAA, a few weeks ago. Hey, we've got over 500 viewers. Thank you guys. Friendly reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified when I go live. I also go live on my other often neglected Johnny Stumbles channel. Most Sundays around 8 p.m. EST or EDT if you're one of those weirdos. AAA used to be in Leslieville. They've had locations all over. They had that location in East Chinatown. And there were a few other ones. And they used to have a kitchen, but now it's like a bring your own food and bring your dog kind of bar. And this place has been here for a very long time. This Gelato Cafe. Is that Indian restaurant still there on the left? This one, incredibly Indian. It looks like it is not. There's the St. Lawrence Hall across the street. What's my battery life at? Oh man, we can stream all day with this thing. Someone said property tax break for 24-hour stores. There's another good idea. Greetings. See you, Jen is here. pinpoint center spot on. As we wait for the lights, this is King Street, and a look to the west towards King Station. There's a year-round Christmas store here, the Flatirons Christmas Market. Imagine opening up a Christmas store in 1986 and that thing has stuck around all this time. That is crazy. Let's see. So the software I use looks like that. And you want to see something crazy? That is my phone you're looking at. And that is the Osmo Pocket 3. iPhone, if you want to compare the quality, should be very similar. Osmo Pocket 3. Just get going here in a sec. Holy speeding, Batman. I want to like my own video here. The St. Lawrence Market is just up ahead. Hey, Dana's Dashboard Door Dashing. Hey, Johnny. Hey, thanks for the tour. Hey, heart that. Dana's Dashboard Door Dashing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Cheers to you. Thank you very much. This place has got the caution tape all over it. That's Front Street. Lisa says, not bad for a Monday. It's quite nice out, eh? This is the Esplanade. Deb's Crazy Daily gifting 5 Johnny Strides channel memberships. Welcome aboard, Aaron Maga 24, not a bot. I am Zuckburger, Dennis Meter, and Beauty and Food. Deb's Crazy Daily, thank you so much for donating the 5 Johnny Strides gift memberships, and welcome aboard to our 5 new members. Thank you so much. And if you're a new member, you can check out the members exclusive video I posted earlier today. Thank you oh so much. There's the 75 Sherburne bus. How much is a gas liter downtown? We saw it for $1.77, I think, earlier. Deluxe Spa and Lounge. Thank you, Leo Chung. Oh, this building is such a head turner. I am loving watching that go up. I know Ken keeps making videos featuring it. He's a skyscraper geek as well. Talking about working out. Do you do incline? No, I only do decline. He was talking about a sore calf. And we are underneath the Gardner in a second. So when I said I was doing or going down Jarvis, I really meant it. We're doing the entire run of Jarvis Street. From where it's just Ted Rogers Way up at Bloor, all the way down. Oh, and there's a big boat at the sugar refinery. Lisa says it's tall, and that's impressive, but it doesn't really stand out for you. It's not just tall, it's a super tall. We can't see it from this angle. I have no idea, Gertej. I'm not up to speed on my wrestling news. Back when I lived in the St. Lawrence market, I would sometimes go to that Loblaws. Sasquatch from Canada says hi. As we wait for the light. Yeah, Chris Mills, we're going to go take a look at it. Jen can't wait to visit Toronto again when it's warmer. Hey, Rochelle. Good evening over in Brooklyn. I went to NYC in 2021? In the summer? Back when you had to do a bunch of COVID tests just to get on a plane. Would love to go back, but we're gonna wait. Until things are a bit more palatable, you could say. There's a Timmy's, now serving matcha. Even Timmy's is getting on the matcha train. Ooh, the smell of sugar is in the air. There's a Great Lakes Brewery just on the left here. If it weren't so out of the way, I would probably recommend coming here with my buddy who's into craft beer, but he lives near Parliament in Adelaide. It's a little easier just to walk to AAA. Or one of the other places not so far down the way. Do I drink Tim Hortons coffee often? Not really. But I don't keep any snacks or junk food in my home, other than like fruit and that sort of thing, so a few times a week I'll pop in and pick up a donut or a muffin from Timmy's. Occasionally a coffee, but there's a few local coffee shops I tend to go to instead. The Spruce Glen is the name of that enormous ship. See something. I have not brought Freedom Mobile down to this part of the waterfront yet since I switched to them. Just running a speed test. Don't really care about the download, it's all about the upload. It's going to be a little bit lower than it should because it's uploading this live stream. Ooh, that is plenty. Good job, Freedom. You're hearing Gordon Lightfoot for some reason. Someone say the ship is magnificent. Since we're here, let's take a peek at Sugar Beach. Why not? Holy cow, that is ginormous. Look at that thing. Has Freedom given me a sponsorship yet? No. It's a general public service announcement to remind people you don't have to be constantly victimized by the big three. Until all these new buildings went up, you used to have a hell of a nice view of the financial district and CN Tower from here, but oh well. A goose. I have not seen these bastards in a while.
Looking for giant this normal with people thrust from Canada, Alaska, sea, and Scotland, England, United Kingdom. Northern France, the German Czech Republic, to finish Twitter. This lynch. What was been not possible to eating under influence of these technologies of Russian threats and their little six and hairs. And actuality what to do in me pain. In stomach and hardly. In time is when I was eating lunch. What was must was been yesterday is not on this day.
I swear there's a
It's
few
a
different
way
ones that come, but that
Russian
is by
threats
far.
and their little six and hairs to spoil on me
And there's another
lunch.
one
What I was to cooking goodly and correctly
out there.
and to
I
doing me
think it's much
pain
smaller than the spruce
in
plant.
stomach. And I was to eating this dish
This is where I
with
came.
biggest labor.
To take in the fireworks on New Year's. There's a much smaller ship
What
out
I
there.
was to cooking
Greg
correctly.
says it's 222
And I was
meters
been
long.
so hungry after this dish. Because yesterday I was eating only with a cheese snack to micro pieces and cup
I think it
with
looks
black
like an
coffee.
aircraft carrier.
Looking for joy. And those normal white people's
I do
race
not wish to do that.
from the America and Canada, Alaska, sea,
I'm gonna walk back to
Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, the German, Czech Republic. So way Russian threats and their little six and hairs
Remember I was
with these technologies spoiling me, my lunch,
on the waterfront as well,
and to doing pain
over by
in
Sunnyside.
stomach and hardly with these technologies of Russian threats and their little six and hairs. And actually looking for this actually so way was being looking for.
CSL, crazy ship, LOL.
Giant this normal.
The Score, people still watch the
Like
Score.
people
I remember
thrust.
when that was a thing in the 90s.
From the
There's a TV channel where you would tune in to find out the scores of different games going on. And then they started getting the broadcast rights to like Raptors games and stuff, and it was really annoying.
from those countries
During
is where I want to live forever and to last migration and to have
Do you
that
remember that
citizenship
stream when the bird attacked me?
and to last migration in this prison Russian zone.
Now that sounds about right.
So wait to finish tweeting it. Lynch. Блять.
is painted with red oxide paint. It looks like rust, but it prevents it. Thank you for the info. Some people were saying it looks quite rusty. I'm going to put a glove on my left hand now. Here's to a hell of a nice view, you goose hater. I don't hate geese, I just hate the ones that shit everywhere. So I guess I do hate geese. But thank you so much, hell of a tough sucker, for the 2 European denomination currency units. Thank you so much. Put my phone down for a sec.
Фу.
Johnny and that ship are about the same age, roughly. So, bloody old. there's going to be a lot more to this park, but all of this new residential area around here, those condos over there, that one there, these monsters, I think this park is a much needed addition. But it's still a park in progress. This space will grow into a permanent park. The permanent park's design features and name will be determined through a design competition. You have a name. There's a sign right there, 50 Queens Quay East Park. Done. Leave it. Half of it is built. Done. Leave it. Don't spend any more money. It is very adequate. The city has bigger fish to fry. I think they did an excellent job so far. That guy just walked right at me and gave me a dirty look. Like, okay. Why did they need to rename it? What's wrong with that name? We already have Sugar Beach. Live streaming around there. Red Path Park? Well, there's already a Sugar Beach. Should we cross? Is that a bit more interesting on the other side of the street? There's a real issue the city council needs to be working on.
Фор. Лыч. Нас звем yesterday. Звезды. Шита.
Don't consult the public. What the hell does the general public know about how to build a park? There's actual people who, that's what they do and that's what they know. Just hire one of them and trust them. Find a name, slap it on there. Don't need to spend a whole bunch of money. Hey, Jeff Kennedy is here. Alright, we're finally going to get the light cycle to change. I know somebody who lives in that building. Lisa says they did that for a park on Sussex like 2 years ago and they still haven't done all of the space. Yeah, it's a park. Don't overthink it. There are people that know exactly how to draw up a perfectly adequate public park. Why are we wasting time consulting? It's like when you bring in people to consult on a transit project who don't know anything about transit. Makes no sense. Just do it. Have you ever been to a condo board meeting? You want to hear what people who don't know what the hell they're doing when they try to govern something out? And there's the very odd NBA courtside restaurants. Yet to go. think it's stupid that condo boards have the power to ban dogs from the buildings. Especially when the government had said dogs are basically a human right to have. And there's where they're building a new electric ferry port. The world's longest street is Sesame Street. They wrote a piece about how unremarkable the foot of Yonge Street is. They were supposed to reclad the Toronto Star building and build on top of it, but I'm kind of glad they didn't. Otherwise, it just would have been another green and blue glass box. That's what the redesign called for. The Meridian Pinnacle Hotel. Isn't the Meridian a Marriott property? Not the best transit. They got to get that waterfront LRT or streetcar built. On this side. Up in Freetown. Hey, Lorraine McLean. Thanks for tuning in. Here's where Brad and Marie Palmer stayed. The Westin Harbour Castle. John says they didn't ask for our input when they renamed Dundas Square. No, they didn't. And someone made a t-shirt with the old name and logo on it, and they are suing him to stop selling it, even though they threw that name in the trash bin. That Chris Loyce is certainly a piece of work. But you can't challenge him on anything. We will just call you a racist. And they actually investigated him and found him guilty of doing just that. There's some tribunal that looks into misconduct, and he was guilty of misconduct, but faced no consequences. There's the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal. Lisa says, and he refuses to apologize. Yeah, I had mixed feelings because the person who kind of triggered him to do that has some questionable positions himself. But I think for a public figure, you should be held to a higher standard and be fully accountable for all of your actions, and he is certainly not doing that. Chris Royce and Paula Fletcher are awful counselors. Yeah, she's a piece of work. I heard horror stories about her from someone who was trying to build a house. She personally tried to pull strings to make it so that he couldn't.
Думаю, smoking cigarettes. Flicker is not figure, I don't know shit. I'm gonna smoke the cigarettes. There's nothing special. Спасибо. Смука. For as under influence of technologies, Russian threats, and their succinct hairs, pale, stoish and hardly. Because I was Peter is not big for one day. Knew that one plate for the ratio was Peter minimum for calories and normal. As under influence of special technologies, Russian threats on their succinct hairs hardly for there's not special fake ingredients. I also cook a quality dish. I need to cook on the step. Dish step. Да. Комфорт, всех, засигать. Fake is not fake, I don't know. Засигать. Комфорт. The influence on special technologies. Russian threats on their socks and hairs. To do me pain. And hardly comfort after Lynch effect. Комфорт так воздействует. Температуры, суки, херы. Их пиздосранки, гондоны. Суки, херы. Комфорт.
Device via USB-C and transfer the audio file over. It's one way to get decently high quality audio. Concrete monolith Sheridan Hotel on the right. skating at Nathan Phillips Square? But if you want something very small and discreet, you can just keep in your pocket. I think a mic too could be the ticket. Ooh, it looks like the ice rink is down. The wind is picking up.
Looking for J. This is normal. White people's race. From this country is where I want to live. To less migration. This prison Russian zone. To have got citizenship. In Canada, Alaska, Sea. In Scotland, England. United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, West Germany, Czech Republic. Some way we can afford to finish to do lunch, to cooking, what to spoiling, under influence this technology special. Russian threaten their socks and hairs, and will be to taste new headphones. Working or is not working. And I was to boot this prison's damn shitty headphones to look on so way. And this moment to work, but it's not smooth. Фу-то, там будет-то, что? is not mostly loud or loudly. This vocabulary loud to work on significance. And actually, or is not. I don't know. I can for. And this vocabulary load. Puta. Load. Что? And this vocabulary is so weird and sweet translator. Significance new. Significance new. For this effect for headphones to working or is not working as need. Old headphones was scanned to doing mostly loudly effect. This headphones is not to sound as this headphone sold was working with mostly loud effect comfort. Anxiety. This headphones is not mostly loudly to working as my old headphones will come to working mostly loudly. Тьфу ты. Что там? This is maximum for loud effects. Maximum comfort. At maximum to stand down is not mostly loudly as will that was come to work old headphones mostly loudly and it's so sadly badly for me because me is need is when mostly loudly to sound comfort. Then I do go on the shops looking for. This headphones is not mostly loudly to sound as was to sound spoiling old headphones What welcome to dance, mostly loudly effect for soundtrack. Comfort. This maximum for loud sound. Maximum standard at the maximum for loud sound. Is loudly sound. Comfort. To stand at the maximum for sound. A soundtrack. Some way maximum to sound is not mostly loudless in my old headphones. What was to dance mostly loudly sound effect for music and soundtracks. Comfort. Some way to finish those tasting new headphones. What for me is so badly. What is not mostly loudly to sound. Comfort. Is when I go on the streets or shops. What is not welcome to listen in rats and their sucks and hairs. Is when sucks and hairs and their little sucks and hairs приближаются и гавкают своими мерзкими голосами, сука, херов. This actually so way. Они опять сегодня так воздействовали комфорт Джонни. Лаура, Нан, Джон, Кристен, Йорк. And those normal white people's race. From the American, Canada, Alaska, Sea. And Scotland, England. United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany and Czech Republic. Такая вышла в магазин, это и в интернет-магазин. Это они специально в этот момент выскакивали со всех сторон, это пытаясь толкнуть. Это самое это и набрасывалась, сука, в магазине. На кассе, сука, черная крыса. Это самое, что-то там тявкало. Это что-то орало, сука, еще какие-то там уроды ебаные эти, инвалиды сраные. В магазин пришли ебнутые уроды, сраные инвалиды, и что-то гавкали там. For me, it's also badly effect for headphones. As well as not possible to stand on headphones at the maximum sound effect at the streets or shops. As well, welcome not to listen in rats and their sucks and hairs. Которые специально устраивают скопища и выпускают их ебаных уродов, сука, херов, сраных инвалидов с их ебнутыми маленькими суками и херами. Это самое гавкают, это еще набрасываются с их маленькими ебнутыми херами и суками. This actually was been so way. Is when I was being in the shop yesterday. At the video number 1. Looking for Johnny and those normal white people's race. From the America, Canada, Alaska, Sea. Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany, and Czech Republic. Looking for join the zoo. It's normal white people's race from these countries. It's where I want to live and to realize migration and to have good citizenship and work and money and education in English and German languages and work without contacts with invalids and little socks and hairs and black rats. To have good work and money, freedom, independence, and the nobility life, flat, or home, and work, money, freedom, independence. Who please join? Who please enjoy? And those normal white people's race from the Canada, Alaska Sea, and Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany, and Czech Republic. Who please join to realize immigration? This prison Russian zone in one of countries where I want to live and to have got citizenship and education, specialization and education in English and German languages and work and money and work without contacts with black rats and little socks and hairs and invalids. Who please me join? And those normal white people's race from these countries where I want to live and to have good citizenship. Who please join last migration? This prison Russian zone. And it can't live in so way under influence of these technologies of Russian threats and their socks and hairs and their throats. And to live in Russian prison zone with Russian threats and their little socks and hairs. I want to live in Canada, Alaska, Sea, or Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany, or Czech Republic. Who please me join? And those normal white people's race to realize immigration. And give me, please, citizenship in one of countries where I want to live and to realize immigration. And those normal white people's race from these countries. Who please join realize immigration. I want to live together with you and with those normal white people's race in Canada, Alaska, Sea, Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany, Czech Republic, or Czech Republic. Who please join to realize immigration? Looking for join, looking for, and those normal white people's race from these countries is where I want to live and to realize immigration. So way was being as this prison's day in prison Russian zone in exile to comfort what to spoil under influence these technologies Russian threats and their little socks and hairs. Да они опять делали жуткую боль в зубах, это самое жуткую боль в груди, это самое в руках и в ногах, как будто сейчас руки отрежут сумки, что как будто невозможно идти сумки, как будто отрежут руки сейчас, хотя они на самом деле ничего не весят там, только лежит сменная одежда, это самое очень легкое в этих сумках, как и в рюкзаке, которая практически ничего не весит. Это они так воздействуют и могут даже сделать так, что оторвутся лямки у рюкзака, хотя там не положена тяжесть. Этой аппаратурой, которая есть у русских херов, сук, и у little sucks and hairs, сука, херов. Это они опять так воздействовали этой аппаратурой, суки и херы. Then I was to go in the internet shop and in the food shop in yesterday. And then I was being in the shops in yesterday. Они опять так воздействовали этой аппаратурой, суки и херы. С их little sucks and hairs, с херами и суками и уродами. It actually was being so way. And this being like shelter. Who please join? And this is normal. Let people thrust to realize immigration once of countries is where I want to live. Who join please to realize immigration? Some way with being this. Everyday video message number one. This prison's den shelter. Это не так еще воздействует, что еще. Это самая, сука, черная. На кассе, сука. Что-то стало махаться. Орать чего-то. Сука. Это не так воздействует, что они набрасываются уже. Как и подсылают их ёбнутых уродов. Сука, херов, которые должны были сдохнуть. По маршруту передвижения здоровых людей. Которые смеют что-то тявкать и набрасываться. С их ёбнутыми суками и херами, которые должны были сдохнуть. This actually was being some ways joy and the normal people's race from this country where I want to live to less immigration. Это и что они заходили в эту квартиру, пока меня здесь не было. С дубликатом ключей рылись в этой квартире. Это испортили крышку от сковородки, которая совершенно новая была, вывинтив там этот шуруп. Это и положив, что как будто так и было. Они так воздействуют. Русские суки и херы, их little sucks and hairs. Херы и суки. Это и роются в этой квартире, когда меня нет, с дубликатом ключей. Портят или берут вещи, забирают, или роются здесь и портят. И находятся в этой квартире с их суками и херами. And little sucks and hairs. Суками и херами, которые должны были сдохнуть. С их ёбнутыми уродами, суками и херами. Как они сделали, засунув в этот дом, продав квартиру. Не сказав, что здесь живут суки и херы, которые должны были сдохнуть. С их ёбнутыми маленькими подонками, суками и херами, которые должны были сдохнуть. Ёбнутые уроды, которые должны были сдохнуть. Это и устраивают преследование здоровых людей по маршруту передвижения. С их ёбнутыми уродами, которые должны были сдохнуть, которых надо убивать, чтобы они сдохли. С их маленькими ёбнутыми уродами, суками и херами. This actually was being some way joy. And those normal white people's race from the America and Canada, Alaska, sea. and Scotland, England, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Austria, Germany and Czech Republic. Что они так воздействуют, суки и херы. Что они рылись в этой квартире опять с дубликатом ключей. Это испортили эту крышку, что там нет гайки. Посадив на клей, забрав эту гайку. Что я чуть это самое, не упала эта крышка и не разбилась, когда я готовила еду. Они так воздействуют, суки и херы. С их маленькими ёбнутыми уродами, суками и херами. И роются в этой квартире, пока меня здесь нет. С дубликатом ключей подобранных. Или сделанных от этой квартиры. There's actually was been. And this being is so way. Who please me, Johnny? And the zone is normal. White people's wrath. From the country where I want to live. To relax on aggression looking for. This real date and time. At this moment in actuality. This is a real date and time to this moment, Joy. And this is normal, white people's wrath. From this country where I want to live forever and to less immigration. And to have got citizenship. And the real date and time this moment looking for. Who please me, Johnny? Relax immigration. It was been every day. Video message number one in this prison's day and shade to comfort.